What's up, everybody? Welcome to our spoiler-free reaction to Black Panther. Oh! I'm joined by Mr. Adam Russman.
It's the RoboCop vs. Terminator.
Terminator
RoboCop upgrade.
With the dog.
With the Keenan.
And Marilyn Phil.
What's up, everybody?
So we just saw Black Panther. We saw it with Chris Pinkerton from Realm of Collectors. He was supposed to join us tonight, but he had a family emergency of sorts, and I'm using the term loosely, to handle, so he won't be here. To handle. And so we're just gonna go through the good, the bad, and ugly. This will be spoiler free. Nerd Rage will be having much more spoilers next week.
So many spoilers.
So many, all the spoilers. But for right now, you know how we do. Good, bad, ugly.
This is pretty cool.
Happy birthday, man. I know it's early, but so I knew I would see it.
Any of my birthday gifts you guys just send to Bobby, I'll get them.
Here's your birthday.
That was opportunistic because it just came out. I was like,
oh, give me the pillow that you
that's
hold,
a perfect.
So let's see if I can get it right there.
Good. What was your good?
The majority of the acting, and when I say the majority, like all but one of the cast members, very good. The general was awesome, kind of the main bodyguard.
I agree.
She was great. I loved her character. Chadwick Boseman is pretty good as the Black Panther. I like him. I like the world. The love interest, she was good. Andy Serkis was awesome. I need some more.
Marilyn Phil.
I'm in agreement with the acting. There's one person who a little lackluster. I think the females kind of stole the show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One of the main tribes guys was really good. The more traditional guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad they kept his character in there because I wasn't sure if he was going to be in there from the trailer.
I like the acting a lot, bar one, which we'll get to. Everybody else, I thought the cast did a phenomenal job. I liked seeing the effects that Wakanda can have on the rest of the world. Like, I like that. I like how this is definitely an origin movie.
A little too origin.
A little too origin, but I think as far as an origin movie goes, I think it's a pretty good origin movie. One of my problems that I have is that I don't know if this is the right time for an origin movie. I don't know if I want a Black Panther origin movie, if I would have rather had something where this had already taken place, you know, and we could have moved on from this point. But it's what we got, and I think that for what we got, it's well done. I just don't know if it's the right time for an origin movie.
It's fine. And
I want to say that Kendrick Lamar and the soundtrack I thought was
that was cool.
Shelf.
Yeah, that was cool.
Top shelf. Like the whole music added to the tone. It had a personality that kind of went with all of it.
Yeah.
I think that the first act is like a 10 out of 10. And then the second act is like a 9 out of 10. And then the third act is like a 7 out of 10. What about the bad?
I think that everybody, it's the same effect, and I was worried, like, my fear for this movie kind of came true, and your fear for this movie kind of came true. My fear for this movie is that everybody was going to jump on the bandwagon of, oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, the same that they did for Wonder Woman. You know, I think it's people really want this to be great, and it's fine. It's not a bad movie at all. It's a good movie, but like there were aspects of it that I did find kind of boring, mainly with a sequence that we see more than once. Actually, several sequences we see more than once.
Yeah, it's like a whole series of sequences that we basically see twice.
And like you know, I don't even know if I need that. And I feel like I wanted a different movie. I didn't know what movie. I didn't know I was going into with this. But I was just kind of sitting there and like looking at my watch, you know. So,
Marilyn Phil?
Serkis, I mean, his performance was awesome, but
his character
his character usage was I didn't appreciate at all because I'm a fan of the comics and I know they're going to tailor this for general audience and they could have done a lot more with him to help build the world.
Yeah,
and I agree. Didn't do it.
I'm signing off for him to be Joker.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. It's good.
Give me Joker.
I don't think I'm not sure there's a character he can't play. The things that I think are bad, I think that Michael B. Jordan's performance is not good.
So is bad, not ugly?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. For me, it's just a bad performance, and I think that I've never seen Creed, and I hear that that's where he really.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but
Creed is pretty good.
Most of the movies that I've seen him in, I always feel like I don't believe his performance. I feel like he's trying too hard to be like the tough guy or the rebel or the I'm out on the edge and look how fast I drive in Fantastic Four. I'm super fast. I don't believe it. I don't believe him. That was an issue I had with it. Seeing the same sequence of events twice slows the pacing of the movie down to almost a snail's pace where like you're just like, oh, I just watched this. I don't need to watch this again. The other problem that I had with it was I kind of feel like it's just two parts to this, that the movie's sort of inverted where we see from the trailers that there's two main villains. There's Claw and there's Killmonger, where those characters kind of have their most important key parts in this film, I think should have been reversed. And I think that it was a poor choice to do it the way they did it, because ultimately what happens is Killmonger in Black Panther turns into a good Black Panther, fights a bad Black Panther, which we've seen in Ant-Man, we've seen in Iron Man. You could make the argument that we see it in Thor. You can even make the argument that we see it in the third act of Captain America to an extent. And I'm just done with that formula. Like, I've seen it enough.
You see it in Guardians?
I understand that it works, but I've seen it enough. I don't need to see that anymore. And there's some usage that Marilyn Phil actually brought to my attention of the usage of Killmonger and the lore of Black Panther that doesn't quite line up.
That's my ugly with this film, is that they switch things around.
Let's bring it to ugly.
For the purposes of a film audience, they switched characters around to shoehorn in an origin story, and this would have worked like a few years ago. It's a good film, but it's kind of, when we're gearing towards Infinity War, this was unnecessary.
My ugly is the main villain. He's unbelievable for me. He's just kind of this. There's just like this silly trope of like, this angry, almost psychopath, but somehow he's not. He's crazy that he wants to destroy the world, but he's not crazy enough yet that he can't complete his mission. And I'm bored with it. It's not a very compelling bad guy. It's not interesting, and they try to do some kind of redemption stuff with it as well. That I'm not.
That was weird.
Yeah,
I was like, why did they do this?
I didn't like Black Panther's new costume. It was too much like a cat suit.
I like the lighting effects they did. That was cool,
the lighting effects were cool, but like
I don't need it though.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's because they have a lot of dark backgrounds in some of it, and that's why they do it.
But I definitely prefer his suit in Civil War.
And yeah, they did it to make it flashier, because they need flashy after all the other Marvel films. They need some kind of flashiness and powers, abilities.
We've done all the blue glowing stuff.
Yeah.
So we're moving down the color spectrum. We need purple.
And there's a fight sequence.
We've done royal blue. We did light blue with Thor. We need purple.
Yeah.
We're going purple. And the other thing too is like there's this one part with the scene that we've seen over and over again, and there's just kind of this unbelievable bit that is just, it's so obvious, and it's going to happen because it happens to the bad. There's a turn for the worse for the good guy, and then you think it happens, and then of course everything's going to be fine, and it's just too much. Just like, come on, man, really? It's like lazy writing. I don't want to spoil it from anybody, but I'm just like, here we go. They're going to do X, they're going to do Y, and then Z's going to happen, and it's predictable, and I just don't feel like the world works that way. It just pulls me out of it.
My ugly, it's basically. Some of the CGI doesn't look great to me.
It looked like it was too cheesy.
Yeah, it's really good though.
Some of it's really good.
It was weird because there was some that was really good and some that was like, what?
They did the Wolverine claws into the Statue of Liberty thing. Did you catch that?
I did catch that. I did catch that, and that looked goofy.
It does.
I don't know. That was good in '99. It's not good now.
Yeah, like some of it looked very video gamey, especially in the third act.
Which is why I think they did the Flash stuff for the costumes in order to take your eyes off of that.
And
they were trying to save budget, probably.
And like, not for nothing, I find the T-Rex in the Jurassic World trailer more believable than the rhino.
Yeah, totally true.
You know,
yeah.
like rhinos. So like, that's my ugly criticism, is that like I thought the CGI was a little off from time to time. Like you said, great in other places, but a little off from time to time.
Oh, there was one other thing that was my bad. I forgot. I didn't need the James Bond Q scene. I didn't need that. You know,
like, I kind of like that.
We've already established that Wakanda has advanced technology. I don't need the James Bond Q scene, and like I was waiting for him to get the watch the knockout gas in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I'm like, we get it. He's Marvel's Batman. He's gonna have gadgets. I would rather be surprised with the gadgets he pulls out that just are cool than to have, you know, the scene of how he gets his gadgets and who's in charge of his gadgets. It's, you know, it's fine. It's been done to death for me.
Just to leave on a positive, I do like a lot of the chemistry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, not only were the performances good, but the chemistry between the sister and brother, between the love interest in T'Challa, between T'Challa and his mother, between a lot of the chemistry,
the father,
really,
the family
really works
and some
well.
of the tribes were really well. The acting was really
the cast is the strong point of this movie.
No, it's a great cast. This is a great cast.
Do we recommend that people see it in the theater?
Yeah, I guess.
I do, because there's so much hype.
I do too.
You got to beat the hype on this. So you got to see it.
And I was saying this before. This feels to me like it's a 3-part Netflix special than a picture, and I can't explain why. It's just the stereotypical nature of the story. It's fine. It's a good movie, but it's not you know, doing anything new. You know, like,
I agree.
You know,
I agree that it's not doing anything new. That's that formulaic.
Yeah.
Like, we know this works.
A's gonna happen. B's gonna happen.
Let's do it again.
And then we're gonna get here. You know, and I guess it's fine, because we're all gonna. Every movie ends a scene. You walk out of the theater. You know, but at some point you do want something a little bit different. I feel like we got that with Civil War, and I feel like we got that with even Age of Ultron to a point.
Yeah, well, you know, my thoughts on Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron's biggest flaw is that it came after Avengers.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Probably a 7.5.
I'll say 8. I have one more ugly, and that was the treatment of the post-credit scenes. I was really hoping for more.
Oh yeah, they were really flat.
They were 2, and they were okay, but one of them should. Yeah, one of them
first
brought up.
Post-credit scene should have been the end cap to the movie.
Yeah. I think that's almost what they're turning into now.
I am giving it a 7.5 as well.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
But to me, that's good. You know, like to me, that is.
Say it.
No, like it's.
Say it.
It's good. It's good.
Is it good? Is it good?
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's fine.
Yeah, I wish it had stronger ties and impact into the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe, being so close to Infinity War.
I think you hit the nail on the head. The fact that it is a Phase 1 film.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It feels like a Phase 1 film.
Actually,
that's it. We all recommend that you go see it. And, you know, in Nerd Rage, we'll be covering it in much more detail next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.